Hello, hello, Facebook. What's going on? All the places that's streaming right now. Facebook, FIMP, for imperfect, non-judgmental people only. 50 and over. My business page, Tailor-Made Training for You. My YouTube channel, Gwen's Boys Mindset. Please subscribe, Gwen's Boy Mindset. So, before I get into this, before I dive into this subject that people are probably curious about, I was supposed to have a couple of guests. Some things have happened. They may show up, they may not. Ran into some snags. Those things happen. But I'm pretty much sure there's going to be a part 2 and a part 3 to this segment, because I got maybe about an hour to talk about it and then just pretty much go further continue at another time. So this show, thank you for tuning in. This is the No Judgment Zone with me, Sean Taylor, discussing topics with no judgments. This show, go ahead and put a disclaimer out. This show is a no judgment zone. It's all about no judgments. It's discussing topics. You may hear some things you may not agree with. We may agree to disagree, but there's no right or wrong, no rhyme or reason to this thing. So this is a show about 100% transparency. There's nothing scripted, nothing is written down. It's just straight off the dome. So you can make your comments, that's cool. And I will get to those comments as soon as I can. If you want to chime in, all you got to do is click on the link, chime in. Let me see your face. Let's talk about it, So this subject right here, the title of it is Sex Shouldn't Be Taboo. So let's talk about it. I don't understand why sex is such a particular subject that people get uneasy about. Sex is how we all got here. You know what I'm saying? You are alive because someone had sex, and that's how you are here right now. Sex is something that should be an open dialogue of discussion. And I think if more people talked about sex, more men talked about sex with their women, more women talked about sex with their men openly, sex could be better between the two people. Okay? So I can't talk about anything on my podcast that I have not experienced, currently going through, or have already have done, of working myself out of, or working myself through. So here's the thing. So a man or woman's uneducated opinion is only as great as their knowledge of the subject, and I say that a lot. I heard a professor say that, and it just resonated something within me. So most people talk out of their ass a lot about stuff they have not done or even experienced. For me, I started, my first sexual encounter, I was 18 years old. That was my first one. So, because Gwen had scared the bejesus into me to be like, hey, don't be bringing no babies in there. Don't be bringing no babies to me. And then when I saw people that I knew having babies as teenagers and things of that nature, it pretty much scared me up. So my first sexual, and this is going to be kind of funny. So my first sexual encounter, I was 18 years old. Didn't know what the hell I was doing, period. Clueless, deer in headlight, did not know anything. So I go back to the fellas. I had sex, at least I thought I did. But when you have sex, there's something that's called an orgasm. You got to have that, Me, paranoid, out of my mind, I withheld it. And at the time, I didn't know that's what I was doing, but I did. So I withheld it. Days going on in. I go to a couple of my partners, and I'm like, look, dog, hey, man, listen. Man, my boys are hurting down there. It was like, so they looking at me like, what are you talking about? I say, man, listen, It's my boys hurting. My boys are hurting. It's like, your balls are hurting. What's going on? I'm like, yeah, man. I mean, they hurting. And so they scratching their head trying to figure out why. And as I'm further talking to them, and of course, we're the same age, but they got 2 years, 3 years up on me. So when they figured it out, they die and laugh. I mean, literally gut wrenching, in tears, laughing. So I'm like, what is so funny, man? I mean, seriously, what's so funny? It's like, dude, you ain't have an orgasm, man? I was like, no, man, I ain't, no, man, no. It was like, listen, when you have, so they're trying to explain and dying laughing at the same time. They say, listen, Sean, you supposed to have an orgasm when you having sex with a female. I was like, man, I don't want to get, this is how green and naive I was. I was like, listen, man, I ain't trying to get nobody pregnant. It's like, man, you got a condom on, bro. So what's the deal? I can't make this up. What is the deal? Listen, I can't make this up, good people. I can't make this up. And I was like, man, so just release it. Man, release it in the condom, man. They dying laughing, man. So by the end of the day, you got about everybody knew about it. Everybody knew about it. They clowning me. It was, oh, you walk around blue balls, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's, and the pain, I can't explain the pain. It was extremely painful. It was extremely painful. And I was like, man, if this is how I feel, man, I don't want to do it no more. It's like, man, you got to let that go, dude. You got to release yourself. And I was like, all right, okay. Next time I'm up at bat. And then when I released it, it's like to that first time that orgasm happened, it's like that first high. You always searching for that next high. That's how it was. And when I went and told my buddy about it, he was like, I said, dude, oh my God. Man, I gotta keep getting those, man. It just is, it's almost like you become like a dope fiend. I mean, you just like, man, I just gotta have it. I gotta have it. You're 18, you're a teenager, man. Your hormones are racing, and so it's just like, man, because I waited till I was 18, and then I just went stone cold slap crazy. I mean, just crazy. I mean, just, man, if it moved, I was trying to get it. So I was 20 years old. Well, I was about to turn 20. And I ended up having my first real, like, I'm talking about real, full blown out, you know, experience with an older woman. She was 48 years old, actually. She was 48. So she taught me, you know, I mean, 19, 20 years old, man, you just go. And, once it's done, you're good. And I didn't know nothing about how to please a woman. I didn't know. I was clueless. I didn't know how all that worked. And so after a couple of times with this older woman, she was just like, Sean, you know what? You're a selfish lover. You just selfish. And I was like, I'm selfish. You think, I'm putting in work. She's like, you just selfish. You don't take your time. You rush. What about me? In my mind, I'm 19 years old. I'm like, what you mean? What about you? I thought sound like you was feeling good, but I'm not satisfied. So I had to sit and listen. So I did not know how to please a woman sexually. I'm like, man, I'm kind of inexperienced. I'm new to the game. I ain't got no skin in the game. She was like, first of all, you need to move slower. Second of all, there's this thing that's called foreplay. I was like, all right, all right. It was like I was just going to school because, man, when I say I was clueless, I was clueless. She was like, Sean, quit rushing. Take your time. The vagina ain't going nowhere. It's right there. Take your time. Please the woman first every time. And so I was like, all right, all right. So at 19, 20 years old, man, I don't know my way around no vagina, man. I'm just being perfectly honest and 100% transparent. Man, I didn't know what I was doing. I had no earthly idea what I was doing. I was gonna go in there, get mine, and then boom, I thought I was straight. But you're leaving you leaving the woman unsatisfied. So I was like, all right. She's like, take your time, Sean. Go slowly. I was like, all right. And when I went slowly, took my time, pleased her, I was like, okay, now I'm getting it. But this is just the beginning stages. Sex is so much more than that. So when it got down to the whole oral thing, I was like, nah, man, I ain't doing that. I'm definitely not doing that. It took me a while to do that. It took me some years because I was like, man, because I'm like, man, I don't know how all that works, and I was just like, I don't even know if I even want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I literally got talked through that whole entire process because in my early years I dated older women, so they would be teachers, like pretty much teaching me what to do, just teaching me how to maneuver. So once I got that down, but what the older women would tell me all the time, you please a woman first, you leave a lasting impression all the time. You leave a lasting impression. Please her first, take care of yourself second. So I've always lived and died by that rule. But contrary to popular belief, just like there are selfish men lovers, there are selfish women lovers. You know, so you got people's like, hey man, hey listen, you know, you can go down on me, but I don't do that going down on dudes. That's not going to work. That's just not going to work. I mean, it's got to be fair for both people. But then us men, a lot of us men don't know our way around the vagina. And here's the thing: when people are bad at sex, why don't people let these people know they're bad at sex instead of just kicking them out there and just have them going around thinking they're just masters and just great at sex and just phenomenal at sex and they're just god awful at it. No one's telling them nothing. No one's giving them no clues or no hints that, dude, you are terrible at sex. So you're just horrendous at it. So you got to have these, I guess, uncomfortable conversations in order for the thing to actually get better. Some people you may be in a relationship with, the sex may not be that great. You may have to become a teacher. You may have to tell them and have this open dialogue or what you like or what you don't like. But when it comes down to sex, it's got to, I don't know why it gets so strange, it gets so weird, it gets so taboo. But here is the thing. Once I got to master that thing and I knew what I was doing, it was a whole new ball game. You know, fellas, let me tell you something, man. There are two places inside a woman's vagina, right? It's one on the bottom, one on the top. You can actually have her climax in either one of those areas. But you got to take the time and know exactly how to find those areas. And when you're down there, you know what I'm saying, having a little oral situation, you can't be down there like a piranha, using your teeth, being rough. You got to make love with, you got to make love to the vagina with your mouth. You got to really know what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? You got to know how to move. You got to know how to go back and forth from that bottom position and then that top position and then get her at that top position and go down to that bottom position and just make love to the vagina with your mouth slowly. You can go slow, speed it up, go back and forth. You can suck, you can kiss it, you can lick it, you can do whatever you need to do, but you got to make sure that she gets hers there, and then afterwards, give her that penetration work. But you got to take the time, though. You can't be doing no rush jobs. You never want a woman to tell you you're a selfish lover. Satisfy your woman first, always. I trust me, she gonna stay happy. But you gotta put her first. You gotta put her first. But here's the thing: if you don't know your ways around that thing, she ain't gonna be satisfied with that area anyway. And you hear a lot of women that I've heard women complain. I hear men complaining. The thing when it comes about sex, it has to be 100% selfless. You can't just be thinking about yourself and not thinking about nobody else. Same thing goes to women. Listen, man, if that's not your thing, you need to establish that right then and there, because people always pretend and downplay that sex isn't important in a relationship. I'm so tired of that BS, man. It is extremely important, especially if that's the last person you're ever going to have sex with. It's extremely important. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about, well, dang, babe, I'm always going down on you. And the only time you doing me is like on an anniversary or Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or my birthday. Man, I can't be like that. But you got people out there that do that. And sex is not something that you should take lightly or downplay it like it's not important whatsoever. Foreplay is amazing on both ends. It sets the tone, it sets the mood up, it gets you engaged, it preps you, it gets you ready. But here's the thing: there's no sense in rushing, man. Get them primed up. You see what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to take your time. Make sure she get hers all the time first. This ain't me, Derek Jackson, y'all, man, because look, man, I ain't got no dog in y'all fight. I ain't trying to impress no women. I ain't trying to impress nobody. I'm just saying it is imperative that you take care of your woman first. First, foremost, every time. Not just once a week, not just maybe, this encounter. No, every single time, man. But man, when you know your way around that vagina, bro, when you really know how to get her there before the penetration even starts, bro, I'm here to tell you, man, take your time with that thing. Take your time. Take your time. Me, I am surgical with that thing, period. But there's things about, you got people who like sex, and then you got people that love it. Changes the whole dynamics of how that sexual encounter is going to go down. Because if they just like sex, they just gonna go through the motions. They just gonna, they gonna halfway give you oral pleasure. It's gonna be a dead lay. But when they love it, that thing will change your whole life when they love it, because they gonna take their time and they gonna put in that work. They ain't gonna be rushing. They ain't gonna be. You're gonna be like, oh no, I can't. No. Take it. I'm tapping out. No, give them all the smoke. But if you don't know what you're doing, that's going to be a huge, huge problem. Contrary to popular belief, there are women out there who have never had an orgasm, never have squirted in their life, never have had an orgasm orally. There's some who's never even had an orgasm through penetration. Sex is about movement. Sex is about the chemistry between the two. Sex is about taking your time. Sex is about learning whoever your woman is, her body should be your playground where you really know it. You know it. What blows women mind, if they be with a dude for the first time and he get ready to have some oral pleasure with her and he automatically The minute he goes down, he is right on that spot. She is like, where in the hell did this dude come from? Life changing shit. Shit that make her forget about anybody she ever been with before. You are sitting on a Mount Rushmore all by yourself with your picture, just you. You are sitting on and anybody she been with before you ain't nowhere near Mount Rushmore. She ain't even thinking about them dudes. You have given it to her so well, you have erased her memory of anybody she's ever been with. But you got to take the time in pleasing that woman. You got to not be exhausted on the possibilities of always putting in that work. Don't half-ass it. Don't halfway do it. Do it. Now, your goal every single time for your woman, you should want to please her orally. You want to make sure she climaxes orally. You want to make sure she climaxes with the penetration too as well. Both. Give her the best of both damn worlds. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Take the time to please your woman. I don't know why sex is so taboo with people. This is how we all freaking got here. And everybody's acting like it's some strange thing. Some people are going to have their opinions on this podcast. Some people are going to be like, oh, I can't believe he's saying that or whatever. I'm not worried about public perception. I don't care about public perception. This podcast is all about the rawness, the realness, the authenticity. Ain't nothing written down. I want it to be real. I want it to be felt. I want people to laugh. I want to stumble over my words. I ain't got no script. I'm just giving it to you 100% genuine, 100% real, straight off the top of the dome. But you got to take your time with that one. And ladies, you got to take your time with these dudes. He can't be giving you oral pleasure. You plan on giving him nothing. That's not how that works. I can't believe they still make those. In 2021, you don't believe in oral pleasure? Oh my God, they still make you? Seriously, for real? But they out there. That ain't gonna work. That won't work for me. That would never ever work for me. It's just not gonna work because she automatically is a selfish lover, and she getting all the works, all the perks, all the bells, all the whistle, all the lights. She getting the 4th of July. She getting Christmas Eve, Christmas time, New Year's. I'm like, man, she getting all the fireworks, and I'm getting nothing. That's not how that's supposed to work. But you got people out there that's like that. You got people out there that's like that. Take your time with that vagina. Ladies, take your time with that penis, man. Don't be down there playing. Change his life. Take his soul. It's all about, hey, I gotta take her soul every time. I have to put her in a comatose type sleep every time, or my mission is not accomplished. That's just how this brother rolls. I'm putting the hard hat on. I'm putting the tube belt on. I'm putting the work boots on. I got the flashlight at the top on the hat. I'm going to freaking work. I got the gloves on. I'm going to work. And I'm not going to be down there playing. And I'm not going to be down there for 5 minutes. I'm not going to be down there for 10 minutes. I ain't going to be down there for 15 minutes. No, you going to get all this smoke. Every single bit. Then I'm going to work on you with the penetration. It don't stop there. We just getting started. I need you to have a good comatose type sleep so you almost don't want to wake up to go to work the next day. That's how it's got to be on both ends. On both ends. It's got to be like that on both ends. And if it's not like that on both ends, something is definitely wrong with that picture. Yeah, that's just not going to work for me. There is nothing worse than being with somebody who is selfish when it comes to the sex department. It's the worst thing. It is the worst. It's the worst thing. It is. So if you're out there doing a 5 minute thing and you have no staying power, listen, man, there is something that's called penis control. Dudes, I ain't talking about no Viagra, no Cialis, or whatever else is out there. I'm talking about penis control. Fellas, I clown the fellas all the time. I've had consultations with dudes. Sean, my sex life ain't good, and I probe. I'm like, well, they bring it to me. I'll be like, okay, man, dude, are you exercising at all? Well, yeah, I do this, I do that, man. Man, how long? When did you work them legs? When do you work those wheels? When you work them chickens? Oh man, maybe a couple of times a month. A couple of times a month, fellas. Here's the thing, man. This is scientifically proven. This is medically proven. Your lower region. You got that. You think what you want to, fellas. Think what you want to. Do what you want to. Say what you say. That's all on you. We are egotistical by nature. Ego have us dudes looking stupid all the time. Ego at least have me looking dumb at least once, twice a week. I'm in the same boat with you. But when it comes to science, because I'm intrigued by science, exercise science, just science, period, or my ears perk up when it comes to science. Because science is factual. Your lower region, where your penis is, if there's no circulation of blood flow, if you're not never working your legs at all, dude, I'm working my legs twice, 3 times a week sometimes. Go hard in the paint on Sunday or Monday, touch them up again on Wednesday, touch them up again on Friday. Oh, I'm going to hit them chickens every single week without fail. Without fail. Think lower region, think legs, circulation of blood flow. If there's no proper blood flow, you're going to have a problem getting it up, bro. You're going to have a problem getting it. I don't care what you want. You got them stick legs. Hey, you young fellas, I ain't talking about young fellas in their 20s. You should be straight. Just slow it down. Get in them 30s, get in them 40s, get in them 50s. And these myths, and you hear women's like, oh, he's 50-something years old. He can't get it up. Or he's in his late 40s. He can't get it up. Well, you know what? I don't know what his problem is. But not all people got that problem. You just with the wrong one. Tough on you. Sorry about your luck. Sorry. It's kind of Russian roulette out there. So you never know what you're gonna get. But fellas, if you work them wheels, you work them wheels from week to week to week, that thing be standing up in the morning, in the middle of the night, like you 20 years old again. Exercise increases the libido. It increases your sexual appetite. You have more energy. You're more vibrant. You're not tired like you 95 years old in a nursing home. You in your 40s and 50s, you still considered young. If you tired all the time, there's a problem. Maybe you need to get some vitamin D or vitamin C or some, I don't know, B12. I don't know what you need to do. You need to be exercising. But exercise what it intenses everything. It does. But sex in a relationship, I'm not saying this to be all the end all. But if it ain't good, it could be end all. I'm just saying. You ain't got to be Rico Suave. You ain't got to be a Casanova. You just got to be unselfish, and you got to put in the work. Because I don't care what nobody say. It's like the song Girl Talk. TLC. They talking about it. Girls gonna talk about it. They're gonna talk how it's hanging too. They gonna talk about it. You know, if you ain't swinging, put your tongue in it. Hey man, that's real. That's women who have lived these real things. Hey man, these are things. These are things that women discuss. If you think she ain't discussing it, oh, she talking about it. She talking about it to somebody. She may not have told everybody, but she didn't told at least one person, whether it was good or bad. Don't believe the hype. She didn't told somebody, whether it's one person or several people, whether it's good or whether it's bad. But ladies, what y'all got to stop doing, tell these dudes out here who thinking they just putting in work, ain't satisfying you, period. Please talk to these dudes. Y'all both adults. Pull them to the side and be like, and if you're not getting yours, if you're not getting nothing out of it, have a conversation. Fellas, same damn thing. This is equal opportunity here. If she's lacking in areas, pull it to the side. Have that conversation. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Do it in a nice tone. Pretty it up and then deliver it like you're delivering some flowers to them. So you guys can have a better sexual experience. Listen, man, I ain't the smartest guy in the world, but I ain't the dumbest dude in the room by far. All I'm saying is there is nothing wrong with talking about what you want. There's nothing wrong about it, especially when it comes to if you can't have open dialogue about sex without each other getting in each other's feelings. Somebody got to tell you. And if the person, let me tell you something, if they talking about you about sex, about what you're doing or what you should be doing or what you're lacking or them not being satisfied, if they talking to you about it, that means you are very important to them. That means they care about you. So listen, fellas, man, we got these egos. Man, that's how push the ego to the side, man, because this is not worth it. Ladies, just humble yourself down and listen to what the brother is saying, especially if that brother taking care of you sexually. When you getting taken care of sexually and then you not pleasing on the other end, you ain't got a leg to stand on pretty much, because he is doing his part and you ain't doing your part, vice versa. When she doing her part and you ain't doing her part to please her, that's not going to work. How do you think that's going to work? Fellas, learn though. Fellas, learn, study, observe your woman's vagina, man. Study that thing, man. Play in that thing and stay down there till you get it. All you got to do is just listen to the signs that she's giving you. Sometimes she will direct your head and where to stay at. But I'm just saying, fellas, hey, man, find those spots, because you hear the women jokes all the time. I saw a post. I saw a post today, and I can't remember who posted it. But as I was doing something, I think I was setting up my stream, and there was a post that popped up, and I was like, wow. It was something about if it takes for a woman to get satisfied or whatever, it would probably be just 11 people on the planet. There's a lot of women out here that is not satisfied sexually. And fellas, we got to step our game up. There's a lot of men out here who ain't getting theirs, man. And women, y'all got to step your game up. But we got to step our game up on both ends sexually, man. At the end of the day, when a person is starting sex, and the end result, everybody wants to be satisfied. Everybody want to have a good night's sleep. Everybody wants to release that tension. Sex is a healthy thing. You burn lots of calories. Sex is a healthy thing. It ain't always got to be quick. 5-10 minutes. It ain't always got to be like that, man. Ain't always like, for me, I like to work my way up to the thing. I'm going, hey man, listen, I got to give you the appetizer before I give you the main course. And in some instances, they be tapped out after the appetizer, and I'll be like, no, you better muster up something, because you finna get the rest of this work. We gonna be fair between each other. It ain't gonna work no other way. Period. Hold on. I'm looking at these comments. Prankster, pranks in the hood, instructions unclear. Just got my tongue stuck in the toes. These comments are hilarious. Pranks in the hood again. My guys, my guy's the vagina master. Okay. Hey man, I'm a visual. Hey, these comments are crazy. Question for the has a man ever made these comments are a little bit out of control today, but I'm liking the feedback. Miss Reed says, if they're selfish in the sex department, they're selfish in other areas. Okay, let's expound on what Lisa just said. She's made a valid point. If a person is selfish in the sex department, they're probably selfish in other areas too as well. She's got a very, very valid point. Russian roulette. I mean, it's true. You never know what you're gonna get. And ladies, let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you something about dudes. Us dudes. Nine times out of 10, the one that's bragging, it ain't about nothing. Every now and then you may get a bragger that they gonna what they say they gonna talk that trash, but they gonna deliver too as well. I'm not a bragger. I don't talk. I don't say anything. Because I love the shock factor. I love the shock factor. I love the mess. Oh, they got muscles. They ain't working with nothing. Those are my favorite. Keep thinking that. Please, please keep thinking that. Because that shock factor, have them put them glasses on and just be looking at you like, I have never in my life had somebody just go down there and just change my life with their mouth. I've never in my life. When a woman tells you that, my friend, you know your way around a vagina. You really do. When she tells you you need to be teaching class on that, you really need to be teaching. You really need to be having some class studies on that. You know your way around a vagina. But when you're doing that, you got to know what the hell you have to be. You have to be surgical when you are down in between a woman's legs, inside her vagina, with your mouth and tongue. You got to know what the hell you are doing. Because if you don't, it's gonna be trouble, trouble. I mean, if you do not, yeah, all you're doing is just pissing off and just getting on the nerves. That's just it. You have to be. You have to. That's not for me. I like to just take my sweet time down there. I mean, literally take my time so I can take her whole entire soul. Once I see her soul lift from her body and descend and just floats up and just looks down on what's going on, and I'll be like, I ain't done yet. That's what it's all about. You got to fall in love with being a pleaser. You got to fall in love with it. And God bless all women who love to take care of her man orally. God bless you all. If there's not enough of you, because a woman that loves to do that, and you have some that are phenomenal at it, that really don't like to do that, which blows my mind. The thing that blows my mind is when women are very, very good at that, and they not really don't like it, but they just fantastic at it. That blows my mind. That is mind blowing. I'm like, and they really don't. Well, that's really not my thing. God, but you are amazing at it. Yeah, I've been told that, but it's just not really my thing. Well, hey, I got to have it every single time because it creates better, it just creates a better sex experience. It puts me where I need to be. It really puts me where I need to be. Yeah, I could just go in there and just, do my thing, but the foreplay, that foreplay, man, it's awesome. It's amazing. But sometimes you have women who love it so much that they ain't even thinking about you going down, and they just want to go down on you. God bless them too. God bless you. Just saying. But you have to take your time, man. You ain't got to rush. You ain't got to rush. You home for the night. Where you got to go? Take your time. Take your time. There is nothing better than going home to your woman. She got something real nice and sexy on. It's completely shaven down there. Oh my God. Forget the dinner. I'll eat afterwards. Let me just, oh my God. It is the best. And take your time. Slow with the tongue, slow with the mouth, slow with the sucking. Going to the bottom area. Stay on that. Stay on that for a while. Play with that for a while. Then go to the top. Play with that for a while. Then go back to the bottom. Play with that for a while. Then suck them both in slowly. And then just go back and forth, 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 back and forth. To her soul leaves her body and keep it going again. Till her soul leaves her body again and keep it going again. The goal is just double digits for me. If I can't get her in the double digits, I'm mad. It is not a successful experience. That is always my mission. Fellas, make it your goal. Leave that lasting impression. Have her being at work on her computer like, oh shit. Let me text my man. You know what I'm saying? Have her thinking about you at work. FaceTime her when she's just looking at you and she's just smiling. Let me tell you something, fellas. I'm gonna tell you. I gotta tell you. When you are putting in that work with your woman, and you just call her, and she just hears your voice, and she texts you back, just like, you know what? Just hearing your voice just makes me wet because you constantly and consistently put in work. You got that lasting impression at the front of her cerebral all day, every day, 365 days a year, 24/7. All she got to do is hear your voice and she ready. Because you always put in work. You always deliver 10 out of 10, like Shaft. Who delivered 10 out of 10? Like Samuel L. Jackson told old boy when he was drinking the milk out of the milk carton in the car, eating on his donuts. Who delivered 10 out of 10? You do. Oh, I'm gonna deliver 10 out of 10. It's my primary, my goal, my duty is to please you every single time without fail. Without fail. Even when I'm tired, without fail. And it's got to be in the double digits. We can break it in half. We can have 5 orally, 5 through penetration, double digits. Goal has been accomplished, double digits. That's just my goal. Fellas, make it your goal. Make it your goal. Make sure she has more than one. There's nothing wrong with that. Give her a little extra. Give her a little extra on the side. Give her some sides. Give her some toppings. Give her some little dessert. Give her a little man. Give her all the fixings. But don't be afraid to put in that work, and don't be afraid to take your time. Take your time with the vagina. Make love with the vagina with your mouth. Appreciate the vagina with your mouth. Show her how much you appreciate that thing that God created and put right in between her legs, which is one of the most amazing things ever. It blows my mind. That thing right there, just blows my mind. It is fascinating. It is so fascinating that something so pretty, something that tastes so good, it is, it is, it is, it is, it's damn near dumbfounded that this was made for me. This is amazing. Show her how much you love it. Show her how much you appreciate it. Show her how much you cherish it. Show her how much you treasure it by taking your time every time and taking her soul every time. And then with that penetration, man, just take your time, man. She already revved up, bruh. She already revved up. Take your time with that. Go slow with that. Go deep stroke with that. Go a little bit fast with that. Go back slow with that. Go a little bit medium with that. And take your time. You can take your time with that. Hey man, you could go from making love to thug love to back to making love to back to thug love to somewhere in the middle. Hey man, play with this thing, man. But make sure she is satisfied every single time. Bruh, trust me, she gonna look at you different. she gonna look at you different. This dude just don't satisfy me one way. That joker satisfy me both ways. The most beautiful thing is to be with a woman. Let me tell you something. The most beautiful thing is when a woman squirts for the first time. That is amazing. And then you constantly get it up, 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 constantly get it up. Over and 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 over again. That's a beautiful thing, man. Don't be afraid to talk about sex. Don't be afraid to discuss sex. Don't be afraid. Who is this? Buzzer B, say something to me if you are real. Who is this, man? Hello, Buzzer B. What's going on? What's going on? Everybody out there, man. This is a subject that a lot of people don't talk about with their own people that they are in relationships with, married to, engaged to, living with, the whole 9 yards. This should not be a taboo type conversation. You should always talk about this. This should be open forum and open dialogue, especially with the person that you're with. That should be your best friend. Y'all should be able to talk about anything. And if you can't talk about sex and making it better, you really don't want to make it better. What's the sense of being with somebody when you got watered down, mediocre, lousy, lazy, selfish sex? You're only doing it on anniversaries. You're only doing it on holidays and birthdays. You're doing it once every 2 weeks. How y'all people even live like that? Once every 2 weeks? I don't understand. Now, people say, listen, I've been married before. Things do change. They do. They change when people become comfortable. You can't be comfortable. You can't be comfortable with the person that you're with. You can't ever get comfortable. Because when you get comfortable, you begin to get lazy. Oh, come on, go ahead. Go ahead, man. Who wants that? Who wants who wants tired sex, lazy sex? Here, you can go ahead and get it this time. Man, I don't want that, man. Keep that nonsense, dude. Charity case? No, you go and keep that. I ain't gonna be that's your woman, bro. And if you are begging her, dude, if you even asking her for sex, that's a huge, huge problem. I don't care who you are. I don't care who agrees with it or disagree. I mean, I don't care who doesn't like that. If you got to ask your woman for anything sexually, she ain't the one. That ain't no. Mm-mm, mm-mm. She should want to do it. She should be eager to do it. She should be dying to do it. She should be anticipating to do it. But here's the thing: when that sex is lousy, she ain't. When your sex is lousy to him, he ain't, because he tired of getting you off, and you don't do nothing. You don't do nothing for him. He gotta he gotta ask you. I gotta ask you for oral sex. What is wrong with that picture? You got to you literally gotta ask. K Mint says you need new people for it. That's a whole nother topic. We trying to stick with it. We gonna try to we trying to stick with the topic at hand right here. But first the one-on-one thing. You know what I'm saying? So like I was saying, when you have to ask for permission to have sex with somebody that you are with, even my mom told me she ain't the one. She is not the one. If it ever comes down to that, no, that's not gonna work. One person got a high sex drive, one person ain't even got no libido. I don't know how that's gonna work. Things got to be kind of like you kind of got to meet in the middle. You got to meet in the middle. Sexual chemistry, sexual compatibility, as much as people downplay it and shove it up on the rug, it is extremely important. It's in those top three. It's in the top three. To downplay like sex isn't important, I don't know how the dynamics of that whole situation is going to last or and if one person's got a high libido or a high sex drive, man, oh my God. And one person they just hit or miss sometimes and oh yeah, that ain't gonna work. Some people stay in them situations, man. Mm-mm. I'm with one person for the rest of my life, dude. Hey man, hey, that thing gotta be on point, bro. That thing gotta be on point. It's got to be on point. It's got to be on point at night. It's got to be on point in the morning. I mean, hey, and that morning sex, man, if you're sleeping on that, boy, you missing out on you missing out on something right. That middle of the night, oh man, it ain't nothing worse than somebody who loves sex and somebody who kind of likes sex. Boy, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. What Lisa said. Your partner should be ready to go as soon as you. Oh, Miss Reed. Oh, Miss Reed. Miss Reed, you better talk, girl. Miss Reed said your partner should be ready to go as soon as you hit the door. If you got a fine ass partner, whether it's male or female, and you treating that fine partner you got like they just average, basic, like they ain't got a muscle in the world, like she ain't got the phenomenal curves and when it comes to the sex, how you think that's gonna work? People line up to get what you got. Hey man, like my mom used to say, please don't let the cleanup woman get wind of it. If the cleanup woman, she can smell that he ain't getting sex as he walked past by in the grocery store. Oh man, somebody ain't getting sex at home. Let me go talk to him. Hey, don't let the cleanup woman get him. Please don't let the cleanup woman, because he ain't never coming home. He ain't never coming home. Mm-mm. For what? You ain't even. You just want that brother just to pay bills and take care of you, and you can't even take care of that dude sexually. He got to put in bids. He he got a mark in the calendar when you gonna give. Oh man, come on, people living like that. I promise you, I promise you that I know people who only have sex on anniversaries and birthdays, special occasions. I don't know how that works, but hey, listen, if they both got low sex drives, that'll work. Because they can both go like, I can take it or leave it. But if one got a high sex drive and one don't, baby, that is not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Okay, there I am. I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, I got a phone call and it kind of knocked the call out. It kind of knocked the podcast out. But I'm almost done. I'm about to wrap it up. But listen, man, sex is something, it's a beautiful thing between two people. Sexual chemistry is very important. It's not all to a relationship, but it's one of the key components inside of one. Um, it's very, very extremely important to be on the same page sexually. And it's okay to talk and have open dialogue about what you want, what you like, what you don't like. If he's not giving you the oral pleasure right, tell him. Tell him what you want. The brother's not a mind reader. He don't know. Listen. Women, we struggle with just trying to understand your period. We definitely can't work. We definitely can't read your mind. So tell us, fellas, the same thing with women. We are different from them. If they don't know something, we got to tell them. If she using teeth when she go down on you, bro, you got to let her know. Hey, listen, little mama, you can't be using teeth. You tearing me up down there. Mouth, tongue, mouth, tongue, mouth, tongue. Leave the teeth out of it. Same thing, fellas. Same thing. You can't be going down there trying to pull out the clitoris and all that stuff. Man, bruh. Mouth, tongue, suction. Ladies, mouth, tongue, suction. That's how that works. Simple. Learn to love it. The more you do it, the better you get at it. The better you get at it. Maneuver around that thing. Take your time. Slow motion. Take it easy. Act like that vagina is the lips on her face. Kiss that vagina, tongue that vagina like you kissing and you just putting your tongue down her throat. Do it slowly. Do it sensually. Remember, there's two spots in a woman's vagina. There's two. One on the bottom, one at the top. You got to know how to play with that thing. Know how to get to that thing, play with that thing. I'm talking about cultivate that. Man, caress that thing. Be soft with that thing. And when she about to get there, take her soul. Take her soul. Literally. And take it again. 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 And then let her know now it's time for the penetration work. And take her soul again. 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 Keep taking her soul. Keep taking her soul. Women do the same thing with his dud ass. Take that joker soul. Suck his soul out. Take his soul, man. Take his soul. Ride that thing. Give it to him how he want to. Wake him up in the middle of the night. Don't be afraid to just sit there. If you want some, later if you wake up and you want something, you're horny, listen, wake him up the right way. Wake him up. Give him that oral give him that oral pleasure. Oh, his ass will wake up in the middle of the night. Just take him. Just take him. It's right there. It's yours. Take it. It's yours. If it ain't yours, what y'all doing? Huh? But take your time in pleasing each other. There is nothing better than a person who loves oral pleasure and pleasing a man and pleasing a woman. Them are some of the best people on the planet, but they love it. They in love with it. They literally get off on it. They can't get enough of pleasing a man, pleasing a woman sexually. They can't get enough of it. Period. But then when you get that, appreciate that. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Not all vagina is good vagina. Not all penis is good penis. People literally think just because a person's got a vagina, it's good. People literally think that just because a person's got a penis, it's all good. No, it's not. It ain't. People literally think that people are not horrendous at giving head, men and women both. People literally think that everybody is good at giving oral sex. No, they ain't. Are you out your mind? That is something let me tell you something, man. Sex is an art. Oral pleasure is a freaking art. It's an art. You got to know what the hell you are doing. Because if you don't know what you are doing, please stop letting these people go out the door and they don't know what they're doing, and you let them go on to the next person thinking they're doing something, and they go on to the next one. Man, listen, man. People out there laughing at you. Bruh, they laughing at you, bruh. Oh, they talking about you. Sis, they laughing at you, girl, and they talking about you. Oh, they talking about you. Oh, they talking about you. But it's an art that you can easily perfect if you take your damn time and really maneuver around that thing till you get it right. Take your time. When it comes to oral sex, that's some sensual shit. You don't be down there bullshitting. That's sensual. That's sensual. You take your time with that. You take your time with that to where they looking at you. They literally are looking at you as you're doing it like, what in the hell? What is that? What is he doing? Because I'm about to lose my damn mind. I mean, I'm literally about to have an out-of-body experience because that dude down there putting in some work. And dang, we ain't even got to the penetration part. And he putting in work like that. Now, we ain't even, now it's going to be excuse me, miss, it's going to be, lift your head up. Excuse me, sweetheart, it's going to be a while before we get to the main course. Just sit back and enjoy this appetizer and just relax. Don't rush me. This is an art form and I'm going to take my time. And you're going to have those orgasms and damn it, you're going to enjoy them. And don't try to pull me off of you. Give it to her slowly and sensually, those two spots, till she lose her freaking damn mind. Till she can't take it no more. Do it till she damn near want to cry or pass the hell out. Give her that work and then give her that penetration and watch her ass go down into a deep comatose type sleep to where she gonna be struggling just to get up and go to work tomorrow. That's how you got to do it every single time, to where she is literally drained and exhausted. That's how the sex got to be. That's how it's got to be. But if you're too lazy, if you don't want to, you're exhausted in the possibilities in pleasing your woman or in pleasing your man, then what you got at the end of the damn day? You ain't got shit. Because you too selfish. You too tired. You tired all the damn time? You tired all the damn time. What's wrong with the man coming home and his woman is just made up and she got something sexy on? Oh man, that's something for a man to see when he get home, man. Instead of looking like she getting ready to go to the gym. Well, you go, baby, it's 9 o'clock at night. You going to the gym? No, I'm going to bed. You going to bed? Damn. She look like her ass look like she finna go to the gym. Man, who wanna see that shit? It's all right to be tired sometimes or whatever. You both may be tired sometimes. And it's okay. It's okay. But that shit can't be consistent. It can't be redundant. And let me tell you something. I'm telling you something, ladies. If you got a fine ass man, boy, you better be on top of that shit. Bruh, if you got a fine ass woman, boy, you better stay on top of that shit. You better be pleasing her ass. You better be pleasing his ass. Because trust me, they want what you got. If they look good, if your dude look good, oh, they want that dude. And if he good in bed too, man, you better straighten up and fly right like the old people used to say back in the day. Get your shit together. Get your shit together. Just because, hey man, hey, I heard an old preacher say back in the day, just because people with you, they always gonna be with you. Don't get comfortable out there. Get lazy with the sex. And that person got a high sex drive. See what happens. It's inevitable. Get lazy with the sex work with some fine ass person you got and watch what happens to you. Well, if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. If we're going to be real about it, let's be real about it. There's nothing wrong with exploring the possibilities of going beyond, above and beyond, and pleasing your man sexually and pleasing your woman sexually. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just sex, man. Don't make it more than what it is. It's just sex, baby. Don't make it more of what it is. She ain't worth you taking your time and pleasing her man sensually, slowly, making her come till she can't. She's just losing her mind. She ain't worth it. He ain't worth it. Ladies, he ain't worth it to you. Well, if he ain't worth it to you, just let him go. Tell him. Tell him you enjoy your sleep more every day than pleasing him. Tell her, tell her you enjoy your sleep more than pleasing her. And just go on your separate ways if that's what you want. Some people can take it or leave it with sex. You do have those people out there. Hell, I've been with them. It didn't last long. That shit just not gonna work for me. You need to get somebody who match. You need to get somebody who's gonna have sex with your ass once every 6 months. That's what you need. Because your libido is somebody of 100 years old. That's not gonna work. That would never work for Sean. I'm just not gonna play with you like that. I'm sorry. The appetite is strong. So I'm not gonna play with nobody. I'm just not gonna play with you and waste your time like that. And I'm not gonna have you waste my time. We can be adults about this, real mature. We ain't gotta yell, scream, and curse each other out or nothing like that. Hey, listen, this is not working for me. I appreciate the time I had with you, but our sex life is trash. It's straight garbage. It's hot garbage. It's just not doing anything. And before I have to cheat on you, I'd rather just bow out gracefully. Just fade to black. If I'm not worth you taking your time or satisfying me in the ways I want to be satisfied, when I'm bringing that damn heat every single time, delivering 10 out of 10 every single time, that's a huge problem for me. You need to get you need to get a basic looking dude. You need to get dude with a basic looking body. You need to get dude with basic looking sex drive and basic oral skills and basic penetration skills. And y'all go off into just live happily ever after and just ride off into the sunset together. But for me and you, that's just not going to work. Life too short. One thing I learned about life is too short to be having mediocre, watered down, boring, typical lazy laid back, just laying on your back sex. I don't want that shit. Take that junk to that basic dude or the basic ones you had before me. Y'all go do your thing. Girl, go on out there and be somebody. I wish you the luck. I wish you all the luck in the world. But sex is an art form that should never be taken lightly. And if you're going to do the thing, if you're going to do the damn thing, do the damn thing right every single time. There's a difference between liking sex and loving sex. The effort, the work, the due diligence. Oh man, the skill. There's a difference when people. It's a difference when people like to do something and love to do something. Boy, the outcome is just something else. But I gotta go. We're gonna have a part 2 to this. Hopefully, I'll get my guest on it. This time, we'll have a part 2, and I'll let them take the lead on this. There'll be a part 2. I'm gonna see if I can do it next week or the week after, because my birthday is on next Friday, so it definitely won't be on that day. Probably won't be on Saturday. Probably won't be on Sunday. But we're gonna have a part 2. This part 2, we're gonna have guests on the show. I want at least one woman, one man, or 2 women, and 2 men. And if you want to be a guest on this show, all you got to do, just send me a shout. Just send me a shout. But remember, we're going to be adults. We're going to be mature. We're going to have fun about this. We're just not going to be acting ignorant. These are topics that we're going to discuss. But if you want to be a guest on the show, I'm looking for 2 women and 2 dudes. 2 dudes to be a guest on the show so we can get to this part 2. If we don't get to part 2 next week, we definitely, for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, getting into it the week after. But there's going to be a part 2 and a part 3 of this about sex. This sex shouldn't be taboo. Let's talk about it. Y'all stay up, man. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the people that tuned in. Keep the comments coming. Listen, follow me, TaylorMade, at my business Facebook page, TaylorMade Training for You. My personal page, Sean Taylor. You can just send me a friend request. My group that I made in honor of my mom, which is my podcast, is in honor of my mother too, because it's about rawness, it's about realness, it's about 100% transparency, it's about brutal truth, it's about butt naked truth. It's just about just being your authentic self, because it takes too much effort to pretend to be something that you're not. My FIMP group, for imperfect non-judgmental people. If you want to be a part of that, just send me an invite. Just send a request. Follow me. Please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is in reference to my mother too, Gwen's Boy Mindset. That's my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get this thing. I'm trying to build this thing. So thank you for the guys who follow me, support me, who comment, who like. Thank you all. That's all I got. But like I always say at the end of my segments, but I'm going to leave it with a final thought. How can you be okay to be satisfied every way sexually by your partner and it's not reciprocated in return? Ask yourself that question. Ponder that. Let that marinate on your mind. How can you be okay to be 100% satisfied by your partner, but you're not reciprocating it on your end? And ask yourself, is that really going to work long term? You already know the answer to it. But like I said at the end of my segments, I'll start judging people once I'm perfect too. And since I'm in no danger of ever becoming perfect, you'll never have to worry about this brother ever judging you. Y'all stay up. Keep it positive, man. Listen, I'll catch you guys on the flip, man. Be safe. Be encouraged. Hey, man, y'all know what it was. Y'all know what it is. Hey, don't be a selfish lover. Take care of your partner. Explore their body. Take your time with it. Remember, oral sex is a sensual thing. It's a slow thing. It's an art form. Take your time with it. Drive her crazy. Drive him crazy. That's what it's all about. 100% ultimate satisfaction, not just every now and then, every damn time y'all putting in that work. It's all about 100% satisfaction all the time. Leave her happy, leave him happy. That's what it's about. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Peace.